welcome to Hudson's House of Play, and thank you for joining me for our craft tutorial. This week we are talking about under the sea, and today we talked about the coral reef and all the beautiful marine plant life. So what are we making for our craft? Well, we are going to make our very own colorful coral reef. Now let's get into the materials that you'll need for this craft. So the coral reef is such a colorful and beautiful texture that you don't need to have all of the same materials as Miss Lynn. I'm going to give you some suggestions, but I would love to see how creative you guys get with your coral reef project. So let's start with the base. What are we going to be putting it on? Well, we have a few options. You can use a paper plate if you'd like and work off of there. Or you can also use a piece of cardboard that you might have lying around. Or Miss Lynn is going to be using some Play-Doh. So if you have Play-Doh, this is a great way to get started with your coral reef. And you get to choose what color Play-Doh you have. And then we can use some paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. That's always something we have around the house. And we can always make fun coral reef objects with that. I also have some feathers, and remember, we don't need all these objects. I have some pasta noodles, penne pasta. I have some of these pom-poms, the puff balls, and the more colorful you have, the better. I even have some of our old egg carton cups left over from another craft, so I'll use that to show you how we can upcycle that. I have some colorful cupcake sleeves here, and then I have a fun straw, some colorful popsicle sticks. You can use plain popsicle sticks too and do the coloring yourself. I have some tulle here, colorful tulle, that I have just bits and odds and ends that I'll be using as well. I have my box of toothpicks, some tissue paper, and our pipe cleaners, which I would suggest having the pipe cleaners because they're fun to work with. And then last but not least, I also have a jar of seashells. So remember, you don't need all of these items here, but if you have some of them, that's a great start. And I even have these that I might try to use. I always have these corks, so maybe we'll paint these in and attach them. All right, let's get started. I am going to open up my Play-Doh. I decided to go with orange because I love this bright color. I'm going to try to get this out. And you know what would be really fun too? If you plan on using Play-Doh and you don't have a big chunk or some of it's dried up, you can always do a fun swirl of colors. That would be really cool looking too. All right, that's one piece stuck in here. All right, there we go. Get the rest of that. Now the Play-Doh is nice because it's moldable, and that way you can really spread it out and it'll make it nice and easy for all of our little pieces to stick onto. All right, so I'm gonna put this right in the middle, just like that. And next, I wanna get to painting my egg carton because I need to give this a little time to dry. So first things first, I need to get some paint, or you can always use markers. Maybe I'm gonna use markers so that I don't have to wait for the drying process. I think I'm gonna go with this cool green color. I wonder how that will look, or maybe a darker green. No, I like this. This is a good color. So all you're gonna do is color in your egg carton. You can also use just one. I just happen to have two little pieces here, so I'm gonna use two. And our coral reef just has so many different textures and colors, and that's what we're trying to do here. And we want to make sure we represent the plant life under the sea too, like the kelp and the seaweed and the seagrass, all of those wonderful things that we learned in class today. So I am just going to color this green. Maybe I'll add something onto it later, but for now, I think I'll just color it in green and see how everything looks when it's all together. And you'll find the more colors you add, the prettier it will look. If I was a sea creature, I would definitely want to live near the coral reef. Okay, my green egg carton is almost complete. Just taking my time to color in all the edges. I might add some extra color to this a little later, but let's just start here for now. Okay, there we go. I have it all colored in just like that. And I'm going to add it to the side. And I'm pressing, I'll show you. Miss Lynn's just pressing her egg cartons down onto the clay and it sticks nice and easily. Next, what should I add? Well, I think I'm going to try to build all those tall plants that we saw in our story. So I'm going to use our toilet paper roll, and just like our octopus craft, Miss Lynn is going to cut little strips off of the top. But the first thing I want to do is color this in. So let's see, I think I am gonna go with a blue. Where would my blue be? Aha, I've got this great blue right here. So I'm gonna put my hand right inside my toilet paper roll and just color it in. There are so many different shades of blue in the ocean. This is a really pretty blue. And this blue is called Blue Lagoon. Pretty. All right. And again, you don't have to be too thorough about coloring in your paper towel roll or your toilet paper roll, because there's going to be so many combinations of colors on your coral reef project that it will all come together nicely. Almost there. And I like to use the marker because that way I don't have to wait for my paint to dry. Sometimes paint is a great tool for your artwork, and sometimes we use markers, or sometimes we even use crayons. All right, my toilet paper roll is ready for snipping. And I'm just gonna do a couple of snips like we did for our octopus. And this is going to be just a fun little coral reef tree with some branches or leaves swaying in the water. We've made some really fun projects this week for our Under the Sea. All right, so Miss Lynn just snipped them all, and I'm just pressing it down, just opening it up like one of those beautiful plants that you find in the reef. Now, where am I going to add this? I'll just put it right onto my clay, maybe right on the end here. I'm going to sink it in so it stays nice and firm. Next, I'm going to start sticking maybe some of these little feathers. If you have colorful feathers or plain white feathers, that's a great option too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some in the clay, and then I think I will put some also right out of the top of my egg carton. So I'm going to grab a little pen. I'm going to poke, oh, actually, yeah. I'm just going to poke a little hole with my toothpick. I have a toothpick. I'm going to grab my toothpick. I'm going to poke a little hole in there just to add some of my feathers in here. Like that. Check it out so far. This is looking very colorful and fun. And look at all of the different mediums we are using to create here. Time to work with our pipe cleaners. Now the pipe cleaners are fun to swirl into spirals, or you can even just fold them in a few ways and make a simple coral reef just like that. All right, I'm going to keep this one like so. And when you made your aquariums, you also came up with really creative ways to replicate the plant life. Here we go. I'm gonna stick this one right over here on the clay towards the edge. So let's see how that looks so far. Look at that, isn't that cool? I'm gonna do another one of those with our white. So I'm gonna bend it. You can bend it a few different ways, however you want. It's your craft. You take your time to design your very own reef. Maybe you twist some parts. That's what Miss Lynn's doing. I'm just kind of going with it. Look at this. It's like a little tree, little twig. I'm gonna stick that right next to my pink one. All right, how does that look so far? I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do another one of the pipe cleaners and I'll show you how we can wind it up into a coil. I'm gonna take my marker that I was just using, and I've shown you this before. We just hold our pipe cleaner on the marker and then start wrapping it around like that. Wrap, 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 wrap. Ta-da! And then you can just pull it so that it's nice and tall. Whoa, like a spring, right? Yeah. I'm gonna add that right on the edge over here. I'm gonna use some tape because I want to start working our reef out towards the edge. Let me get my tape here. All right. I'm gonna add this piece at the very edge and I'll show you what everything is looking like right now. Very cute. Whoa, look at that guy standing up. And remember, if you have plain white pipe cleaners, you can color them in with your marker. Okay, now I think I'm gonna go with maybe some pasta. Yeah, I'm gonna go with some pasta. And I'm going to just stick it right into my clay and I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Here we go. I'm gonna move this right to the middle so that we can see it a little more clearly. All right, our pasta is getting poked right into our clay just like that, and I'll do a few more for you to see. Sticking it just in there. And you can use any kind of pasta. You can use spiral pasta. You can use these types of penne pasta. You can use anything that will stick up like that. Check it out so far. Wow. All right. Last but not least, what do I need to add? Oh, actually, I'm going to add some of this fun, pretty tool just to bring some color into our picture, into our beautiful coral reef. And I think I'll just lay it right around the edges. I'm not even gonna glue it or anything. I'm just gonna lay it right around the edges, just like this. And if you are using a piece of cardboard, you can glue it on there if you'd like. Look at that, doesn't that look so fun? All right, I think I need to cut it though. It's a little long. Let me make it a little bit shorter. I'm gonna cut this. All right, and be careful when you're using your scissors, okay? Make sure you ask a parent or an adult to help you if you're new to using scissors. There we go. Now I'm ready to add some seashells to our coral reef. Let's see what I have here. I'm just gonna grab a few different seashells. I love the really fun shaped ones. So I'm gonna rest them right onto our pretty tool. And I have this sort of pumice looking stone. This looks like dried coral. And I have another seashell over here. And then I'm gonna add, I like these little ones. I'm gonna add some teeny tiny ones over here. And I'll show you how it looks so far. check out this cool coral reef. And you can always tape down, or you can use some kind of putty for your seashells if they feel a little heavy and unstable on your plate. But the cardboard would be really good. And if you have extra clay, the clay will help as well. All right, I'm gonna add one more seashell here. And then maybe a couple of these little puff balls, these little pom-poms, just to add some fun, vibrant colors to our coral. I'm gonna do maybe one. I'm gonna tuck one right in here to our spiral. Look at that, I just put it right on top. Doesn't that look fun? And I'm going to add one, let's see, right over here and over here. And there's my puff balls, my little cute little pom-poms in there. Last but not least, I think it's time to add maybe some fishies. So if you have any stickers, or if you want to add your little whale that you had, you can put some of those stickers right onto a popsicle stick, or you can stick them right onto your paper plate. Miss Lynn has a straw that I'm going to poke right here, and I'm going to add a couple of stickers on there for my coral reef. Check it out, I'm going to put this little shark right on top. Look at that. And I'm going to grab this yellow, and I'll put another sticker. Maybe, ooh, I found a sea turtle. I love this sea turtle. That's one cute sticker. And maybe just one more. I'm gonna go with this pretty yellow fish. And I'm going to stick it, you know what? Right onto my feather. Yeah. Just like these, as if the fish were swimming all around. Check out this awesome coral reef we made. I can't wait to see how yours comes out. I hope you had fun, and take your time decorating your coral reef. Don't forget, send it in to Lynn at hudsonshouseofplay.com. I can't wait to see it. Until then, goodbye to all my friends. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you again. From your place to my place, from your room to the classroom. Goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you again. Bye everyone. See you in class. Mwah.